Hello and welcome back. My name is Kabira and this is my YouTube channel, Kabira Speaks. Okay, so today is day 2 of the 12 days of cab. It's been like 5 days since I made a video. I was supposed to be making 12 in a row, but I got horribly derailed due to some unforeseen circumstances. But I'm back, baby. This is day 2. It's actually very, very on brand for me to be doing day 2 5 days later, so here we are. Anyway, today's video, I don't believe in God anymore. I don't believe in God anymore. I used to be very religious, pretty much for all of my life, until there was no like official like, one day I am, one day I'm not. It was kind of a slow unraveling, and that's what I'm going to tell you about. So, both of my parents are very Christian. I was adopted when I was almost 3. And the family I was adopted into was very religious. So, church and Christianity and God were always just a really, really, really big part of my life. And it was something that I enjoyed for the most part. Although, I will say this. So, like I said, I'm adopted. My name is Kabira, which is a Muslim name. And I found out eventually that my biological father was Muslim. He became a Muslim, so he changed his name from Keith to Kabir, and that's why he named me Kabira. And so if I had not been adopted, I would have been raised Muslim. So even when I was a child and like, you know, enjoying all the aspects of Christianity, because I did when I was a kid, for the most part, there's other parts. Even when I was a child, enjoying aspects of church and religion and Christianity, it always bothered me, the outreach part, because I knew, like, if I'm being taught that this is the only way and this is the end-all be-all, then aren't other people in their religions being taught the same thing? So who am I to tell them that they're wrong? That always bothered me. Yeah, but for the most part, growing up, I really enjoyed church. I got a kick out of it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was social. I was always really involved in my church, like volunteering for certain things, like in the church nursery. I always attended youth group. I was like a big champion of youth group. I tried to get everyone to come with me. And I think I was part of the, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I think I was part of the reason that made it fun, because I like hyped it up a lot. We had a gay old time at youth group. And you know something? I think I liked it so much because like my youth group leaders were really nice. Never had any problematic youth group leaders. I know they exist, but mine were good. I know they exist, but mine were good. And going to youth group really got me out of the house. So I always attended youth group and VBS. And then when I was older, I worked at those things and I preached and tried to teach other people about God. And I was like, I mean, I even made a YouTube video about struggling with my faith. I forget when I made it, but it was a while ago. But I think I ended the video with reading the Bible, which that's not something I would do at this point. Like that I've changed a lot even since I made that. I'm not an atheist, but I'm definitely agnostic, I would say. Yeah, so it's crazy how we change and grow and things like that, because it was the core of my identity. God and faith and Christianity was the core of Kabira. That was like the first thing I would tell you about myself. Like, and I think a big part of that is because of my parents. I think I was seeking their approval. My parents freaking hated me, or so it may seem, by the way that they treated me growing up. And I just wanted them to, I always wanted them to love me. I always like wished and prayed for that. And I think deep down I thought that if I was like on board with the same thing that they were so on board for, God and Christianity, that, I don't know, that would earn me a few points. And it did. I would have to say it did, because my other, not to say my other siblings weren't as devout of Christians as me. I'm not going to say that. But like, I was definitely the one who was the most involved out of, you know, growing up with five other kids. I was the most. And I think my parents were like proud of that, but that doesn't mean that they would ground me any less or stop yelling at me less or any of those things. It didn't take away that aspect of our relationship, me being so Christian. So anyway, I was very, very Christian. Oh, let me tell you one quick story. A highlight of my Christian career would be the summer camp I went to and worked at. I love this camp so much. I met like some of my best friends in my formative years, my late formative years. I met at this camp, and I had deep crushes at this camp, and nothing bad happened to me at my Christian summer camp. But I wince knowing that there also is a lot of corruption and bad things that happen in these places, because, well, I don't know why. It's sickening though, and it's really, really deeply disturbing. But I did love my summer camp. I went to like these winter retreats. But I love the camps, but also when I think back on them, there's also some things that were kind of messed up at the same time. Like, I kind of feel like it was a bit of emotional manipulation, some of the things that they did and said to us. I feel like they were pulling on certain heartstrings and making us feel bad about natural urges, sex, and what have you, other things that are sinful. And then telling us we're going to hell if we don't change. I'm so scared of hell. I've always been terrified of hell. Now that is a little Christian trauma that I have. I'm really, really scared of death and dying. I'm really scared of what happens after, because I no longer believe in hell, like a real literal hell. So what happens? It's very, very scary to me. And I can't shake the feeling, even though I no longer believe in the Christian God anymore. Yeah, so I guess there were some messed up things at my summer camp. There were some good and pure and wonderful things, but there were some messed up things too. And I can't help but feel I was emotionally manipulated. I say that because on like, if it was a week-long camp, on Thursday night, we'd all be bawling our eyes out. All of us. Why? I don't know how many kids were there, 300 teenagers, all being led to tears on the same night. The spirit of Christ or emotional manipulation? I don't know. And I feel really jaded about it, to be honest with you. Yeah, so mixed feelings about my summer camp. Then I worked at a youth group where another quick sidebar here. I worked at a youth group. This is disgusting. And there was this Christian rapper who came one day to perform. He's semi-famous. He's semi-good. And he was like 10 years older than me. And we started exchanging emails. At this point, I still live in my parents' house. And I'm like so sheltered and naive and innocent and pure. Not pure. I didn't mean to say pure. That word is, again, a bit of that Christian guilt that attaches sex to sin. I didn't mean to say that. But I was very, like, naive. So anyway, this guy, this Christian rapper, is 10 years older than me. We started exchanging emails. I still have these emails. When I look back on them, I'm sickened because you can see how young I am and inexperienced. That's the word I was looking for, not pure. How inexperienced I am and how experienced he is. We talk for years. He's flirting with me. I'm not really getting it, but I also I did really like him. Anyway, years and years and years later, he comes to my city, sleeps with me, dips, and I've just been like so disgusted by it ever since. Like, and I hate his guts. I hate his guts. I really feel like I was, even though I was 18 years old, I felt like I was groomed in that situation. Because like, I mean, if you could read those texts, ooh. Anyway, so that was another bad thing that happened, I suppose, but I don't necessarily attach that to my destruction of my faith, but it just is something that happened. And I'm not going to swear for the kids. I almost said F you to him, but I'll just say it in my heart. I said it. Anyway, so the downfall of the unraveling of my faith really came, well, first college, I started having sex. I had a lot of guilt. I still can't, with a partner. And I think a lot of that is because I feel guilty because I'm not married, which is like, when am I gonna stop thinking that? Sex is okay, it's okay, it's okay. Anyway, so that came in college and I started drinking and like sinning. I always was a sinner according to Christianity, but I started doing the other sins that felt more of a choice, I guess, which that made me a bad Christian. And then I had to work on Sundays to support myself because my parents wouldn't help me financially. Oh, I forgot to mention, I almost went to school to become a pastor, but they would not give me $1 for it. It's okay. They did later give me money for college. So it shakes out, and it's a good thing I didn't become a pastor. But at the time, they couldn't pay for my college. So I dodged a bullet with seminary school because I was hellbound and determined to go, and I would have been wiped up. I wonder if I would have found a girlfriend at seminary school. That would have been crazy. Imagine. But I might never have come out if I went, you know, like things would have been so different for me. But yeah, so college started to really like derail my faith, but I still believed in God. I just thought I wasn't a good Christian. Then the Black Lives Matter movement happened for me and, well, for everybody else. But my eyes were really open, and the way the church handled the death of George Floyd was absolutely disgusting. I know some churches were supportive of Black people, but the churches that I knew and loved and grew up with were not. It was really bothersome. I was like, so you guys are racist? Shocking. That's really shocking to me. It was like a whole, you know, it was a real mind warp. I was going to say the F word again, but I'm not gonna. That's 2 times I filtered myself. It was a real mind warp to have Christians, people I knew and loved and grew up with, saying horrible, horrible things about Black people. So that was the first time I was like, yeah, I'm kind of out. Like, if this is Christianity, I don't want it. But I still thought I believed in God. Then I stopped believing in God, or I'm choosing not to believe in God, because I guess the biggest thing for me would be, not to bring it up again, because I know I always bring it up, and I'm sorry if people are sick of hearing about it, but the assault, being assaulted, being sexually assaulted changes the way I view God, because I find it very rapey for God to be like, you have to love me if you want to go to heaven. That's the only way. That's the only way, according to Christian faith, to heaven is to love God. But what if I don't want to? You're going to make me? That's not a choice. That's not a choice. That's not free will. And that thought really bothers and disturbs me. So, But I do still somewhat believe in, you know, like the universe. Like just today I walked outside. It's a beautiful day. And I thanked something. In my heart and in my mind, I thanked something. Because I don't think it just like is accidental. I do believe in the universe, and I just believe in something. I'm not sure why. I guess you could say I believe in a higher power. You know, believe in something much, much, much bigger than old Cab. Because life can be so gorgeous and like stunning sometimes, and the way things happen, you can't, like, karma is real, manifestation real. I believe in stuff like that. I believe in energy. I actually have gotten more spiritual and a little more woo-woo since leaving Christianity, and it feels good. I just gotta work through the fear of death and dying, because that's a bitch. Oops. I almost made it, but the B word's not that bad. I'm a bitch, I'm a lover. You know that song? Well, I'm late to work, so I gotta get going. But that's the second day of Cab. She doesn't believe in God. Do you believe in God? Did you believe in God and now you don't? Did you not believe and now you do? I'd love to hear from you. So you can message me or leave a comment. And I hope this video wasn't offensive to anyone. These are just my thoughts and feelings on God and Christianity. Can't help the way I feel. I had to leave. Well, I'm not going to say I left some friends behind. My friendships with some Christians just naturally disintegrated because it's just hard when you have such different opinions and thoughts and views and values. So, oh, and one last thing. Abortion. God killed babies. God killed plenty of babies in the Bible. So why is abortion wrong to Christians? I'll leave you with that. Because I read the Bible inside and out. I was going to be a pastor. If you didn't watch my YouTube video, please watch it. I'm just kidding. You don't have to. I don't even know what I said. It's probably super cringe. All right, gotta go to work. Love you, bye. I'll see you tomorrow for the third day of the 12 days of Cab. We're doing this shit till New Year's. Woo, woo, woo. All right, bye.